what it actually means to vibrate high, aka detachment. Detaching is vibrating high. Because detaching is you as a spirit remembering that you're none of these things. You're not the situation, you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings, you're not your highs and your lows. You're nothing, literally. You're the observer of all of this. And when you detach and just be with yourself as a spirit, that's when you'll find peace. Because the chaos is when you're in something. Whether that's a thought, a feeling, an emotion. It could be positive, it could be negative. Whenever you're in something, even if you're happy, you're not at peace, you're happy. And whatever comes up must come down. After summer comes winter. There's always going to be rainy days. So why identify with the summer knowing that it's temporary and winter's going to come? Wouldn't you rather just identify with nothing at all, that's just aware that there's a such thing as summer and there's a such thing as winter, and you're interpersonal, it really don't got shit to do with you, you're literally just observing it, just like the sun transitions. You realize that there's a morning time and there's a night time, but you don't identify with morning, you don't identify with night, you recognize it's just a transition, and you're just aware of it, and it's honestly irrelevant as fuck to you. It really don't got shit to do with nothing. It's the same thing with your highs and your lows. It don't got shit to do with me. So a lot of people think, especially in the conscious community, that vibrating high is living from your root chakra, or love and light, or being happy all the time, or just being in a good mood all the time, or being grateful all the time, or when that's impossible. For one, can't be happy all the time. Can't be in a good mood all the time. And you definitely can't be grateful all the time, or else you would never get mad. You would never get frustrated. You would never feel any negative emotions when they're just emotions. See, the concept of good and bad, negative and positive, is honestly a Christian mindset. It's honestly a Jewish mindset, the black and white thing, because you see in life that everything is a transition. So that means that there's going to be multiple gray areas in between the starting point to the end point. It's going to be different intervals, different versions of each point. There's always a gray area. There's always an in-between. Nothing is just black and white. It's not just, you don't see, I'm here, and then when I go outside, I just teleport, I'm outside now. No, I took steps gradually, and each step got closer and closer to, now I'm outside. I transitioned from being inside to outside. I didn't just, I'm here now I'm outside. You don't see that in real life. There's always a gray area, there's always a transition. So there's no point in identifying with a certain one, a part of the transition or the conclusion or the beginning. You're literally setting yourself up to be in hell, to never be at peace, if you can't learn to separate. And when you separate, you're mute. When you separate, you're mute. You'll have no thoughts in your head. Well, that's not true. You have thoughts in your head, but you're not, it's as if you don't have thoughts in your head, because you're just, well, it's kind of like like the wind. Yes, it's here. You're experiencing it, but because you're paying it no mind, you don't even notice it. So are you really experiencing it? I mean, you get what I'm saying? It's like it's there, but it's not there because it's like you're not paying any attention to it. It's the same thing like with your thoughts. Yes, you'll get thoughts, but it's like you don't have thoughts because you're just not paying any mind to it. And same thing with your feelings. Yes, you're experiencing an emotion, and sometimes it gets too intense that you gotta release it, but then like you're just releasing it. A lot of people like would think it's freaky or weird to like cry, but like you're not crying, like you're just like chilling and you have tears falling down and you're just very detached and you're like, I do this all the time. It's not weird. It's protecting my peace. I have this emotion here and I'm not gonna just ignore and act like it's not there because I'm making myself heavier and more dense, holding onto a bunch of shit in the fourth, the fifth, the sixth dimension. When you need to let it go, you need to release it. So I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna scream if I feel like I need to scream, and I have an outlet, music. So I'm gonna sing if I need to. But when I'm doing it, when I'm crying, I'm not crying with the mindset that I'm this emotion and I'm sad and now all these thoughts are coming up out of it. Life is hard. Why? Like, let me go pray. Like, no, I'm crying with the mindset of I'm not this emotion and I feel heavy because it's collected over time and it's become too intense now. So now I'm going to release it. And what I'm doing right now is releasing it. I don't even look at it as I'm crying. I literally look at it as I'm releasing. It's like when you vent. You don't look at it as you're complaining. You're looking at it as you venting, you're releasing. But you don't look at it as you're complaining about your life. It's really all about perception and how you look at shit. Because that's what you're doing. Get what I'm saying? It's about the intent. Based on how you look at it, that's like how you're doing it. And it just correlates with your intent. So mastering your vibration. Mastering your vibration is key to it all, to having peace, nirvana, and when you're able to vibrate high and low at will, you're mastering your vibration. Let's talk about vibrating low. Vibrating low, a lot of people think is someone who cries all the time, and they could just be releasing all the time. Like, they might not even look at it as crying. Like, y'all gotta look at shit past the surface, past what it seems on, what it looks like, you know. But y'all think low vibrational is someone who cries all the time, someone who's always venting, someone who's always going through something, someone who or a low vibrational, y'all might look at it as somebody who parties all the time, which, okay, we'll get into that. Someone who parties all the time, or low vibrational as someone who does drugs, someone who's atheist, don't believe in anything, someone who's just always negative, like always shit talking about people, never got nothing good to say about people. Y'all look at that as low vibrational, when really your average everyday Christian is low vibrational. And that might shock a lot of you guys, because like myself, whenever I get around a Christian, especially if they're a Christian woman, I literally just feel like such a beautiful presence of acceptance and love, and like really warm. It feels really warm, especially when she's a black woman and she's Christian. You just feel that motherly, warm energy. You would the last thing you would think is that she's low vibrational. It's the last thing, but believe it or not, yeah, because she's attached to her emotion and her devotion that she has for that God. which is just, the Christian religion is literally just sun god worship. But she's attached to a figment of her imagination. The key word, attached. Keyword, attached. If you're attached to anything, or if you identify with anything, you're low vibrational. Because you guys are looking at high vibrational, low vibrational from the perspective of the ego, like you're the ego. But when you look at it from the perspective of I'm not the ego, I'm the spirit, then okay, identifying with this ego, low vibrational, because now I'm in something. And when I've been in something for so long and I forget who I am, now I gotta search and figure out how to get out of it. So low vibrational would really be the average everyday Christian woman or man. Now, vibrating low is not bad. Vibrating high is not bad. Going to an extreme polar shift and only vibrating high or only because like I just mentioned earlier in the video, nothing is absolute like that. Like everything has its influx, its ebb and flow. Everything has a transition. So to just be like, I'm this and I'm only like this and I'm like this, okay, cool. Stay fixated like that. And slowly but surely you'll be so fixed, you're like, this bitch. Fixed, stuck energy. Because this is energy, it's just fixed, it's just stuck, it's just still, it's vibrating extremely fucking low. And what do we say vibrating low was? Attaching yourself to something, or thinking that you're something, and not changing. When life is literally, your spirit is literally a fucking wave. So you become like this, a rock, solid, the ground that we walk on. Like you're walking on like your fucking past spirits, like, yeah, literally, that's been here in this reincarnation again and again and again, and failed and failed and failed and fell and fell and fell, and now we're walking on it. They're the ground we walk on. I don't know if y'all can hear me stomping, but I want y'all to, how physical that shit is. Like, stuck for real, fixed for real. You gotta change. You gotta ebb and flow. You gotta transition. And so to be able to attach, vibrate low, and detach, vibrate high at will, that is mastering your vibration. That is mastering your influx, your in and out, your flow, your vibration, your wave. But don't just be out here just, to master your vibration is knowing the time and the place, knowing when it's time to detach, knowing when it's time to attach and use these things. And knowing what things to get attached to, and knowing what things to detach from as well. All these things is mastering your vibration. It's mastering your space. It's mastering who you are. And it's taking control of who you are as well. You can't manifest anything without being low vibrational, without participating in this Luciferian ass, demonic ass world. For people who don't watch Dolo the Pilot Man, this world is Luciferian because a Luciferian is someone who worships the light, someone who worships image, how things appear, and not how things actually are, aka the truth. They worship how things appear to be. It's a Luciferian. That's like this whole fucking world. Because y'all don't look deep enough to not be a fucking Luciferian. To not be a fucking Luciferian, you gotta look past the surface, man. But now we're getting off topic. Anyways, so to just participate in this world, I mean, the fact that you're even here just means that, you was demonic at some point. But it's okay. You could, again, change, ebb and flow. So It takes teamwork to make the dream work. It takes participation to manifest anything. And so if you're so detached that you're not participating with the world, you're not going to manifest anything, and you're just fixated again on one polar shift, and you're on your way to become this. Because you're stuck in a mindset. You got to be able to ebb and flow. Like, it's deep. It's deep. You might be thinking you're doing the good thing and like, nah, this is good and this is the way, so you're only staying like that. You gotta be able to ebb and like, I'm telling you. Because you're just fixed. Now you're in something. Now you're stuck in something. Like, you're attached to something, and a truth, an ideology. You're attached to something. And once you get this concept, you'll feel free, a lot more free. Because ultimately, you're not subscribed to anything. But through you moving and changing and being in multiple different spaces, you've obtained multiple different know-hows and abilities from different areas. And now you just, whatever works you use, but you don't attach yourself to. Mutable signs know what I'm talking about. Sagittarius, Pisces, and Geminis and Virgos know what I'm talking about. So, vibrating high, just to conclude this video, vibrating high is detaching from all your colors, all your lights, all your minds, all your frequencies, all your vibrations, the storyline. It's detaching from the fucking storyline. And vibrating low is participating, getting involved, using these things. To use your thoughts and feelings, you gotta go in them. You gotta go in your feelings. You gotta go in your thought. You gotta go in your mind. You gotta go in your heart to use it. So you gotta be in something, right? And that's vibrating low. And it's not a bad thing, because you can't manifest anything if you don't participate, and it takes teamwork to make the dream work as well. So it's a balance. It's ebb and flow. In and out. Flow in, flow out. Flow in, flow out. And that's what you're doing in the 4th and 5th and 6th dimension when you master your vibration. Alright. That concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.